officially started because school just got out, and this is all the books I want to read, will read, and wish to read. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Ria. I am a teen author, and I'm so excited to be starting my summer TBR. It's gonna be so much fun. I've been looking forward to this for a very long time. Welcome to my yap session. And I marked this book as one to read maybe beginning of April, and then I got it for my birthday when my friends gifted it to me. And so let's see what all the reviews have to say. It has a 4.51 star rating with about 1 million ratings and 227,000 reviews. Lisa of Troy says, yes, 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 good book, good book, good book. Rylan Grace, the coolest middle school science teacher ever, opens his eyes to discover himself on a spaceship. However, he can't remember his name or his exact mission. Will the scientist discover and fulfill his mission in time to save humanity? Project Hail Mary had a very conversational tone. The prose was so smooth and not clunky, and I highly, highly recommend the audiobook. The energy and enthusiasm of the narrator was infectious. Project Hail Mary was extremely entertaining, and the storytelling was top-notch. Overall, highly recommend if you want to read an entertaining book with a bit of non-boring science mixed in. 5 stars. I do not have the audiobook, so this will have to suffice. MCO rated it. Every so often, I am lucky enough to come across something that reminds me of how beautiful the diversity of the human experience is. For example, some people love this book. 1 star. I'm sorry you didn't like it, MCO. I don't know. I think I'm going to rate this 4 stars. Predicting 4 stars. A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. I have had this on my want to read for so long. Since June 12, 2024. That's what? Almost 2 years. I've been wanting to read this for forever. And it has 108,000 ratings, approximately, and 23,000 reviews. Manju rated it. DNF at 70%. You cannot pay me to care. 1 star. Sue rated it. Love the eerie, spooky vibes. Preston, the love interest, was such a nice change from the cocky love interest. I like that they were both on equal standing grounds. I breezed through this book so fast. It's the perfect autumn book to add to your TBR. I'm really satisfied with how it ended. It was wrapped up so nicely. Sometimes I think, that's it, to the big reveal at the end of the book, but this one was so perfect. Also, this quote. I was a woman when it was convenient to blame me, and a girl when they wanted to use me. Hurt me. Thank you, NetGalley, for the ARC. Well, it's not autumn, but I don't care, because I'm excited. The way I have selected the reviews is like the grouping on Goodreads that has like the most, like the longest bar of reading, and then I found a 1 star rating as well. But yeah, I'm super excited. I honestly think I'm gonna rate this 5 stars, maybe 4-ish. We'll see. Hatchet. This was like, we read an excerpt of it in middle school, and I don't remember really what happened. I think he was trying to like hunt something, and he had a hatchet with him. I don't remember anything about this, but it's a very popular like middle school read, I think. But when I looked up on Goodreads, it only had like 459,000 ratings and 21,000-ish reviews, with an average rating of 3.8. Carol says, 3.5 stars. Just imagine, you're 13 years old. You're riding shotgun in a Cessna. Your pilot is suddenly unconscious. What do? After the crash, young Brian Robeson has a big problem, much bigger than his secret. In shock, without food or water, and alone in the North Woods of Canada, he had only his wits and a hatchet as survival tools. Brian comes face to face with some pretty scary and dangerous creatures of the night and day that made for a great learning experience for him, and a few "oh no" moments for this reader. The constant swarm of mosquitoes and black flies alone would have done me in, not to mention the skunk and black bear encounters, just to name a few. I really would have loved the story as a youngster and even enjoyed it as an oldster. Great children's adventure survival story. And she rated it 4 stars. Emery said, it was fine, but just flat out not my cup of tea. Great if you like this kind of thing. Boys surviving in the wild, but I don't know. I don't know. All I really remember about it was thinking it was slow, and when is it going to end? Because I read this for school, so I had to finish it. I remember a body in the water. Yeah. And a plane crash. And spearing fish. That's about it. Shrug. So yeah, I guess I recommend it if you like camping. I really don't know. Maybe if you like camping, this will ruin it for you. Or if you like private planes or whatever the kid was riding in. This will ruin that too. 1 star. I think this is going to be maybe a 3-star read. Hopefully it'll be quick. There's not that many pages in it. This book I picked up in TJ Maxx the other day. And it was very pretty. Like, look at the edges. And then it has, like, it's just pretty. So I was like, And then I read the back. I did check it out on Goodreads first before I decided to buy it. So I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be a 4-ish, 5-ish star read. Because I'm a sucker for, like, fantasy. This has a 4.17 average rating, 297,000 ratings, and 28,000 reviews. Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. Emmy says 4.25 stars. This is a slow burn book. Fantasy world building, politics, and plot heavy with a subplot of slow burn romance. I love the story. It's so interesting and was left with a massive cliffhanger ending, so you want to keep reading on to see how the story will develop. I can't wait to keep reading on. 4 stars. Basmala rated it. Special thanks to this book, because I always thought of myself as an insomniac, but every time I picked it up, I doze off. 1 star. I'm sorry, made you want to fall asleep. But I imagine this is going to be a very good read. My book. I need to reread this to make an AR test for it. And so I had to spend a lot of time away from it to make sure I can like remove myself from what I know about it and what the readers know. So when I make the AR test, it's accurate to what is inside the book. And there's only 2 ratings on it on Goodreads so far. So if you've read it, go and rate it. And it's Megan rated it 4 stars. Fantastic job by a brand new young author. And then Sierra rated it 4 stars. So that's all that's on that. But we'll see how I don't know, how many times have I read this thing? I don't even remember. We'll see how my next read through goes. I'm dreading reading this so much. I love Better Than the Movies. I read Better Than Movies like 4 times, and it's been like 5 stars for me every single time. And I know they like, I'm pretty sure they break up in this, and so I specifically did not put it on my want to read shelf, but then I got it for my birthday, and so I don't know, I just don't want the characters to be ruined for me. This book has a 3.98 star rating with 240,000 ratings and 37,000 reviews. I don't know how to say this name. 4.25 stars. This book wasn't anywhere near perfect and was quite frankly too depressing, and the angst between Wes and Liz went on for way too long, but I still love this book. I just wish this book was a bit longer, had more happy Wes-Liz moments at the end. 4 stars. Mel rated it. When Taylor Swift said it was unnecessary, should have let it stay buried, she was talking about this book. 1 star. So needless to say, I'm anticipating this, but not in a hyped up way. But, you know, I love her other books, so might as well. So that is all for my physical TBR of Will Reads. Alright, now we're moving on to books I'm currently reading. The ones that have taken me a while and the ones I started randomly because I saw them in Walmart and I decided to read the first chapter. Yeah, so currently reading A Grave Robbery. It's a Veronica Sewell mystery. It's book 9 out of 10. And I started this series back in February because I bought book 7 thinking it was book 1. I don't know why I didn't check, but I finally made my way up to book 7. It was really good, so then I continued. There's 10 books so far, but book 9, oh my goodness, it's testing my patience and processing like everything that's happening. I'm only about halfway through, and it's good. I like this series, but it's just taking me a while to get through it. And then I will be reading book 10 as well because I might as well finish what I start, right? And so excited. I don't think it's the conclusion though, because it was just published 2 months ago, March, and so looking forward to it. But it has a 4.17 average rating. Most people seem to like it. Next we have the 3 books I picked up randomly in Walmart one day and just decided to read the first chapter to see which one I liked the most, to see if I was going to buy one. I did not buy one, but they were good. The Verdant Cage by Jess Lowry, or Lori, I'm not sure how you say her name. It was a 3.94 average rating, and I really liked the first chapter. It was a little bit interesting, like there was a lot of like plot world building within it, like you could just like see it through the character's eyes. And I believe she was like on her way to get like married, like in like the middle of like the village town center-ish, and she's like an apothecary. This is based on like the first chapter I read. I did not read anything about like the reviews or whatnot. I did read the back of it. And so, but then when she gets to the center of the village, she sees that her mom is like murdered, I guess, and then her brother is like standing over their mom, her like twin brother is standing over their mom with like a knife in his hand. And that's how the first chapter ended. And I stopped there. I was like, oh my goodness, that's really good. That was a really good first chapter. I really liked the plot twist at the end. So I'm definitely going to continue reading that one. The Happy Ever After playlist, and I only read the first chapter. Again, it has a 4.17 average rating, which seems to be a common theme. And I read the first chapter, and I read a couple of Abby Jimenez books, and I will say that I thought that like her fiance jilted her or just like abandoned her, left her at the altar kind of thing. No. Based on the first chapter, I'm pretty sure he died. And I felt a little bad after that, and I was like, oh. But she finds a dog. She almost like runs over a dog, but then she doesn't, and she takes it home and starts caring for it. And so I think the whole premise of it is that the dog belongs to someone else and they want their dog back, but she's not willing to give it up, and so they become like flirty and eventually end together. I think that's how it works. But I think we'll continue reading that one, but it might be on the back burner for just a little bit. Burn the Kingdom Down by Addie Thorley. I think that's how you say it. And it has a 3.79 average rating with 537 ratings. And there was a prologue in the first chapter, so I read both because the prologue was like 3 pages long, and then I read the first chapter. It starts with like her sister like going off to be married, but she decides to wear chains on her like wedding day to like the neighboring kingdom, and then it goes to the first chapter and they're like in a garden doing something, and she hears like screaming, like the main character, and so she and her friend like go to check it out, and it turns out like her sister has come back, but she's like dead, and so they're like trying to figure out what happened. So that was the first chapter, and this is not a spoiler because it says on the back of the book. But that's all the books I'm currently in the middle of and about to read. Okay, now we're on to books that I want to read, but I don't know if I'm gonna get to this summer, but it would be cool if I did. So first up we have The Forgotten Colony by J.B. Ryder. And I really want to branch out and read more dystopian sci-fi kind of novels, and so this fits that. And I have seen a lot about it. It has a 4.13 average rating, and I'm very curious to see it. I did read the first chapter like snippet online, and I liked it, so I'm going to see if I can get this book and read it. I think I'll rate it about 4 stars. Then we have The Sun Always Sets by Ali Marie. Whoa, words. The Sun Always Sets by Ali Marie, and it has 3.82 average rating. And I have read one of her books before. It's called A Girl Named Ivy, and I liked it, but that was when she wrote that when she was like younger, and so I want to see read one of her newer works. And so she has another one, like What Went Wrong Last Summer, something like that. And so it's like a summer mystery novel, so that'll be fun. Then we have Noontide by Beck Leavesley. I think that's how you say her last name. I'm not quite sure, but it has a 4.26 average rating, and I heard about this one last year, and I've been wanting to read it for about a year. It's supposed to have like Percy Jackson vibes, which I read Percy Jackson for the first time last year, December, maybe around Christmas time, and so I'm curious to see if this is good as well, which the cover is gorgeous. Then we have The Hunger Games. I know. It's weird to think that I haven't like finished it, because I did read the first 2 a year ago, and then I started Mockingjay, but I never really like got into it, finished it. but the new movie is coming out and all my friends want to go and see it. So I gotta work my way through Mockingjay, then Ballad, and then Sunrise on the Reaping, which I heard is a very traumatic book. I'm curious to see how they go because now I'm getting back into them and I want to read it. Plus it goes with my dystopian thing of wanting to read more in that genre. Your Knife, My Heart by K.M. Boranova. I hope that's how you say it. But this, when I read it, the premise, I thought it was interesting, but we'll see if it's any good. If You Could See the Sun, which I have heard a lot about actually, and I don't remember when I first heard about it, but when I did, I was like, that sounds like a good read. So that's on my TBR as well. And then we have Red Queen. Funny story, I read Powerless, that whole entire trilogy within like about a year because I had to wait for the release of the third book. I read the first book right before the release of the second book, and then I had to wait for the third book to release in April of that year. And then I was like, when I was in that waiting period, I was like, I need to find a book that's similar to this genre because I really love Powerless, or I guess similar to it. And so I found like a Reddit page. It was like, just read Red Queen. It's like the exact same thing. I was like, okay. So I found Red Queen. And I started and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the exact same thing. I don't want to read the exact same thing. Then I realized Red Queen was published before Powerless. And then I heard all about the controversy surrounding it. So now I want to actually like give Red Queen like a good first chance, a good full intention, because I only read like the first chapter before I was like, okay. So I need to give it a fair chance and see and compare it to see if it's better, worse, the same as Powerless, and if it's really copy paste. So that's curious. It's a curious thing. But that's all on my summer TBR. I have a lot of like trips coming up and summer courses to do, so we'll see if I am able to get to all of these. But I'm really excited, and those are in my foreseeable future for reading. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and tell me what you thought as well.